What's up, guys and gals? It's Pure Brett Stallion. I'm about to select my MLB 15 to show franchise mode organization. What club am I going to use for franchise mode? And here's how we're going to break it down. I have picked one team from each division, American League and National League, one of the teams from each division that I really would like to use. And I picked two wild cards from each league, the two from the American, two from the National. And I'm going to sim a postseason mode using the Operation Sports opening day rosters. And then whoever wins the World Series with that postseason mode will become my franchise mode team. So I will read off the teams as I go through and fill in this postseason. New and but besides the wild cards, all the seedings were random. So we're gonna go to saved rosters, Operation Sports opening day. Okay, so for the AL bye, that is gonna be the Boston Red Sox. Where are they at? Okay, and then next will be the White Sox, and then the Mariners. And for our wild card, we have the Houston Astros and the Minnesota Twins. Okay, for the National League bye, and again, this is all random, so we're going to go with the Philadelphia Phillies. And then we've got the Chicago Cubs, the Colorado Rockies, the Arizona Diamondbacks, and the New York Mets. We are not going, this should be able to, I think I'm going to just select all of them. I will not be playing any of the games. Fantasy draft off. Legend free agents off. That's 5, 7, 7. Alright, cool. Alright, so we are going to, who's got a wild card game? We are going to sim through the wild card game. So Minnesota beats Houston 7-5 in the wild card game. So it'll be Minnesota playing Boston. Let's check out the other wild card game. And it looks like the Mets lost to the Arizona Diamondbacks in this wild card game. So it'll be Diamondbacks Phillies over there in that series. So let's check out this Twins Boston series. Sim through game 1. So we've got Boston beating Minnesota. Oh, there was already a game 1 here. Chicago, Seattle's up 2-0 on Chicago, so Seattle could clinch a spot in the ALCS. And the Phillies lose game 1 to the Diamondbacks. And the Cubs are up 2-0 on the Rockies so far. So let's just go ahead and sim this game. Boston has a 2-0 lead over the Twins. Seattle has a 2-0 lead over the White Sox. This series is all tied up at 1, Phillies and Diamondbacks. And this series is, 2-0. So we're going to sim through another day. I don't know if there's any games on this day. Oh, yeah, there was. Okay, so the Diamondbacks Philly series is tied up. Oh, never mind. We have a sim through Saturday here. Okay. White Sox stay in it. They beat the Mariners. The Cubs move on. So the Cubs are through. The Rockies are out. So we will not be using the Rockies for franchise. This series is all tied up. Okay, let's sim through Sunday. The Diamondbacks win, so they are on the verge of clinching the spot in the NLCS, and the Phillies are on the ropes right now. We had Minnesota is out, and Boston has clinched a spot in the ALCS, so Minnesota will not be our franchise team. And this series is going to Game 5 as Chicago wins 8-3. Hector Noesi with the win over Taijuan Walker. So now let's see if there's any Monday night games. There's one Monday night game, it looks like. 2. No, just 1. And if the Phillies were to win this, it would go force Game 5. But if the Diamondbacks win, it looks like Archie Bradley will be on the mound. Then the Diamondbacks will be moving on. And let's see. And the Diamondbacks are moving on. So it's going to be Diamondbacks Cubs. And then we've got Boston facing the winner of Chicago and Seattle. So let's see what happens in Game 5. Drum roll. And Chicago's going home. Seattle is moving on. So we've got Seattle and Boston versus Chicago and Arizona. Let's sim Friday night. And we have got Boston with the win. So let's go ahead and sim Saturday. Boston wins again. And over here, the Cubs win game one. The Cubs have not lost yet so far. So let's see if they can win again on Sunday. They cannot. Arizona evens up the series. And over here, Boston has a 2-0 game lead over here. Monday, we have Seattle winning 13-2. Big time win for Seattle. And where else? And the Cubs were off, so let's go through here. Diamondbacks now have a 2-1 series lead. And Boston's on the verge of clinching a spot in the World Series. So let's go ahead and sim one more. And Boston's in the World Series, but who will they face? So we will go over here, and this series is tied up at 2. We're going into game 5 right here. Travis Wood versus Archie Bradley, and it's a Cubs win. Can the Cubs go to the World Series? And the Cubs are going to the World Series to face the Red Sox. These are two teams that both experienced the World Series curse. The Red Sox, I think, went 86 years, and the Cubs is still going on. They're in the playoffs right now in real life. They're in the NLCS, so stay tuned for that. They could do it finally. And let's see. Okay, so we've got Cubs and Red Sox. Let's see who wins game 1. And it goes to the Red Sox. Game 2. And the Cubs tied up. Arrieta and Buchholz for game 3. Who gets it? It's the Cubs. We got Travis Wood and Rick Porcello. And the Cubs are about to win the World Series, hypothetically. And they lose, so it's going to go to game 6. Kyle Hendricks versus Justin Masterson. Let's see who wins. And this one's going to game 7. Boston's won 2 straight. Can they pull off the comeback series win after going 3 games down 3-1? It's going to be Lester versus Joe Kelly. And the winner of the franchise mode World Series is the Boston Red Sox. So that will be our franchise team, is the Boston Red Sox.
Alright, guys and gals, so the franchise team for MLB 15th show is going to be the Boston Red Sox. This is going to be an exciting franchise as we play all of our home games at Fenway Park in Boston, Massachusetts, and we get to, play one of the most historic franchises in all of Major League history. The Red Sox won the World Series in 2013. It was a great team, and they had a very disappointing season in 2014 after finishing in the bottom of the American League East. As we all know, in real life in 2015, they finished at the bottom again of the division. So, our goal with this franchise is to not let that happen like it did in real life. We want to turn them around from their 2014 season, get them back to a division title contender, and maybe even back into the World Series. So it's going to be exciting taking their seasoned veterans and their young new talent and putting them together to make one heck of a squad. So I hope you guys subscribe, drop a like on the video, and stay tuned for this very exciting series.